Welcome to The Opening Scene, the show highlighting TV, film, and theater in the DMV area. My name is Joy Lawson, and on this episode, we sit down with the director, writer, and producer, Queen K, as we discuss her heartwarming feature film, Bye For Now. Jabari Jefferson and Glen Gordon talk about their unique approach with the event series Let's Talk Shop that is bridging filmmaking communities across the DMV. And finally, we visit the set of A Perfect Family to talk with the director and EP about why they chose to tell this story. All coming up next on The Opening Scene.
Get on it.
She has experience with major studios, but Queen, the writer, director, and producer of Bye For Now, loves the independent filmmaking space. In this segment, she explains how the flexibilities allowed for her to be present on and off set for a very personal feature film story. Let's take a listen.
I'm afraid I have some bad news.
Mom, what is it? What's wrong?
Well, the characters for Bye For Now is a little more of a personal story, and it's loosely based off of when my uncle, my mom's twin brother, passed away. And his wife, she was a little disrespectful. And some of the things that she did, and that story was about a little get back. Like I needed to do something in this film that I couldn't do in real life. And so the characters in there, you'll see my aunties, and you'll see pieces of me. You'll see pieces of my mom, my dad. You'll see different relationship dynamics. Just being able to tell those stories and kind of get that stuff out, right? Because we all have stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And I think when you can put it on paper and then see it realized on the screen, you're like, man, we're a mess. But there's also some beauty in our family dynamic, right, too. So you see those characters. You'll see, you'll meet my uncle a little, right? Like I can never introduce him to you in the flesh, but you get a chance to see how much he meant to me in this film.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sweet.
I'd love to hear about some of the successes that you found inside of the production process as opposed to the trials.
The first thing I'll say is being an independent filmmaker is amazing because you really get to make you get to make the rules. And that's what I love about it. When I think about all the things that went right, the resources that I was able to tap into, the people who were like, hey, I just want to be a part of whatever you are a part of, and just thinking about moments where we're like, what is going to happen today? Because we don't have this, that, and the other, whatever. And then it would just happen. It would just come together. And people, our team, we just had a great team of people who were willing to just figure it out. I have to shout out Honor Drew, who was a big part of helping me get this production up and running. When you're writing, producing, directing, and wearing 1,000 hats on a project, it's really good to have a couple people, and I'll say her, Chanel Finch, these were big helps. Courtney Bell, who were like, the three of them for me, whew, sanity, kept me sane.
So all the women.
Yeah. Like literally, we were like, okay, we're gonna need this many extras this day, and we're like, well, we got like 3 people signed up, and then here comes Honor, like, nope, I got such and such. And she comes with a list full of people, and next thing you know, we're on set, and there's 40 people, and it's like, oh, I didn't have to worry about that. I didn't have to stress about that. I loved being able to just create freely and just be on set with good people. We had fun. People will tell you, we have fun on my set. Like, I'm here for let's work, but I care about the people just as much as I care about their talent. And I think that's, and probably even more, I care about them more than I care about their talent. And when you care about people, what we're able to accomplish together is beautiful. So like the production process was just mad. So we shot 13 days with one pickup day, so 14 total. It was interesting because I had a vacation in between that was scheduled that I could not, like, it was my sister's 40th. It was like smack dab in the middle. That was brutal because, you know, when you have a momentum going and then you're stopping, and then trying to schedule a lot of people. We had a lot of people on this film. You know, the cast was pretty big for an independent film. I think we had almost 10 locations. And they were legit. Listen, we have a scene at a funeral home. We did not bootleg it. We shot at a funeral home. In fact, we took over a funeral home for 16 hours. We had real caskets. People were really gracious. I do it all. Wardrobe, direct, produce, write. What I write is nothing until you put real action and emotion behind it. Shout out to Edme, who plays Melanie. She is the main character in the film. This was her first film that she was in, and I put her in a lead role, and she did a great job. So shout out to her. Shout out to Camille. Shout out to Rama, Lou, all the people, Lydia, Donnie. Lord, I hate when I name people because then I'm gonna miss it. Brittany. Those folks were like our core cast. Honor.
It's an acceptance speech that you never have time for.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, they really did a great job in helping me tell this story. There is a standard that I like to set. I am independent, but I move major. And I think that's a mindset that you have to have. And when you have that mindset, then you don't think about the limitations. You think about, we're just gonna do this. Once I say I'm gonna do it, we're gonna do it. And we're gonna do it as big as possible. It doesn't mean that everything was perfect, but it does mean that I'm gonna do everything I can for us to look just as good, if not better, than some of these major films. And I think we accomplished that. When you get creative, that means that you are also willing to just go for it. We don't have anything to lose. I have nothing to lose, so I have no problem calling, March Funeral Home, one of the biggest funeral homes in the area that has several locations in several different areas, and say, hey, I need your funeral home. A lot of times, independents have to kind of jerry-rig their scenes or their sets. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, before I have to do that, let me just ask, or let me figure it out. Start pushing.
What do you want people to take away from Bye for Now?
I want people to see the importance of family and relationships. There's a lot of that in different dynamics within the film, and I think it's important for people to leave and start thinking about their own family dynamics and friendships and how they're set up, and also seeing themselves and how they can do better, but also cherishing people, because you just never know when someone is gonna say bye for now, like if they have to leave you. And sometimes it's not always death. Sometimes it's just there are people in our lives who you have to say bye for now to. And then there are some people who actually are physically no longer here, but how you treat them, what you do with those people while they are here, it matters.
The team at Let's Talk Shop always had one goal in mind: to provide value for a dynamic and diverse DMV filmmaking community. Jabari Jefferson and Glen Gordon, local DC multi-hyphenate producers, sat down to share the building blocks of the in-person events and how it's evolving.
I think best we do it at the Eaton House versus the cinema. I mean, we could do it at the cinema, but
We just gotta wait.
Well, the cinema, could you hold more people?
We got more people in the house.
So I would say from the origin of Let's Talk Shop really manifested in my need to build safe spaces, or to be a part of safe spaces to congregate and to create in. So just not really having a lot of those positive opportunities in my career. I just spent 4 years of my life in Delaware, you know what I'm saying? Like I honing my skill as a filmmaker and not really being that in tune with DC or DC culture. So I made the conscious decision. I'm like, yo, I have to get out of this little bubble that I'm in where I feel like I'm a tortured artist and nobody understands me. And, because then I also experienced severe burnout. So like, it became like a necessity for me to partner and collaborate with people. I thought the best thing to do would be to just create those opportunities. So prior to like the official naming and the official like first event of Let's Talk Shop, like Let's Talk Shop just kind of showed up as like either mentorship. It showed up in a platform that I had prior to Let's Talk Shop called Jabari Advocates, where I was just kind of creating like content and like posts on social media, specifically Instagram. So I just wanted to provide such a comprehensive, like robust experience for people online, but then obviously wanted to then have that in a live environment, like an in-person environment. So my colleague Robert Abro has a relationship. Well, she's like the studio manager with a studio space up in Baltimore called Alte Labs. So that was the location that we had our first like Let's Talk Shop event. And long story short, that's really where the inception of Let's Talk Shop came from. But Glen Gordon, the gentleman that's to my right, he was the one that really helped me think more from a structural and a more organizational standpoint, and even like a brand standpoint. So I'll let him kind of continue from there.
At the end of the day, when it comes to any project, anything we're doing, it's like, yeah, that's good, that's cute, but it's like, what's the goal? Like, cause creating is it's fun, it's awesome, it's where a lot of us start, but when it comes to collaboration, I know with me, I can do a lot. So when I partner with others, I know we can do the most. So, but I like to always say, but what are we doing? Because if the goals don't align, if the vision doesn't align, you might want to do something just real quaint. We doing coffee shop meetups like on every first Saturday, and that's what Let's Talk Shop is. That's great, but if you want to affect multitudes and spread the gospel of what Black creativity can be and the support that can be had, maybe we should be doing this, maybe we should be doing that, and maybe we should do it this way. You gotta provide value.
You gotta provide value.
And being set up and having a reputation of inherently providing value is important to me in building anything, right? Mm-hmm. You want people to pick up the phone when you call. You want people to answer back on the email.
Yeah.
So that only happens if we're listening to our networking community and providing them with opportunities that benefit them as well as benefit us. Screening things is great, but we learned that people want education too. They want to know how to get jobs. They want to know how do you make $10,000? Like what? And then you got to pay half the taxes. What is that about? People want to know these answers. So, by bringing in other filmmakers that they may not be making films right now, but their client work is booming. So having them come in to talk to the filmmaker that is making films, but maybe they working at Starbucks during the day, and they want to get out of there. It's like, okay, well, you could be doing this.
Yeah.
That can pay your bills.
And like, I don't know, I just don't want to give up on anybody. So I don't give up on the DMV. I know that we are Hollywood, essentially, because Hollywood is comprised of what? Like directors, producers, agents, talent, transportation people, hospitality, everything. It's like the whole economy, that thrives off of the backs of folks like ourselves. So like we can easily create that demand. That's really the biggest thing, like create the demand here. And I feel like what we're doing is like we're taking a really grassroots approach. Like we're focusing on the DMV, we're focusing on Baltimore.
My film community is the people that interact with me. You know, like I like to, I work with who works with me. On top of being creative, like I do other things with my life. And because of that, it leads into what can happen in the filmmaking world and in the business world. I've never wanted to really make movies in a sense, like documentaries. I thought I was gonna be a news camera operator on the scene, doing all that. So wanting to have photojournalism backgrounds and have stories being told about what's going on locally, like that's always been my motivation. So for us to be kind of here on this camera, making platforms to build other creatives, like that's how it's always worked for me.
I'm of the belief where it's like, yo, like if you build it, they'll come. So I feel like the community is a reflection of us. You know, it's a reflection of, you know, what we believe in, this, and really just people who align with us. You know, I think it's that simple. We have this common thread, but obviously we can show up and our work can manifest in different ways, but there has to be like a level of intersection and direction. And I feel like that's what we're creating.
Do you think your family's perfect? We all have some secrets in our closet, but the parents in this new thriller, A Perfect Family, may have raised the bar. In our final segment, director Teranee Fransha and executive producer Devon Jackson talk more about the development of this short film.
There's something they're not telling me.
Nah, your parents seem too nice for that.
I am your mother and I love you.
What happened to these babies?
So we'll just step out, you'll come back, fumble, and then we'll catch that.
This film is called A Perfect Family. It is about a young Zimbabwean boy who is adopted by two white parents who own a pharmaceutical company. Only thing he really knows is that his parents, you know, look youthful, they're happy, but he has a sense of self where he don't know who he is. He don't feel like he really fits into his parents. He questions a lot. He questions his identity a lot.
This America, niggas ain't Madagascar.
Zimbabwe.
The particular idea when it came to me, I thought this was different. Anything that I try to do, I don't want to do what I feel like I see a lot, which is the same repetitive narrative of visuals. So I'm like, all right, how can we get some fresh new energy?
There was this nightmare scene that really was like, oh, I could expand so much on this. You know, in this scene, we're showing a visual of how he is maybe going through some things in his mind. Soon I start reading a little bit of the dream, I'm like, all these ideas start coming. I'm like, I'm getting the EPs on the phone. Hey, I'm thinking about this. What about this? What do you think about this? I'm thinking about this, these woods outside. And he's like, I love it. So I'm like, yep, let's do it.
I've never seen like an African kid that can't identify with himself. He doesn't know his history. A lot of our people, Black people, don't know their own history. It's a lot of people that have identity issues in different aspects. Obviously, these days, you got a lot of people that's going through a lot of things. Hopefully that helps a person maybe that is not identifying with their background. They might, you know, it might touch them. And they might say, wow, sometimes you're going through things, but you're not aware of it. And something can help you by watching someone else's troubles or trials or anything else. So for me, I try to do everything at bare minimum. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million or you have $1,000. It's about your creativity of your mind. If you have that hustle mentality, you know how to create. You know how to create things on the spot and figure it out, making it make sense, right? There's always a way if there's a will. It's kind of like your coupon shopping. You getting everything for the deal. We need to find deals. When I talk to people, they say, oh, this is my budget. I'm not gonna try to, you know, talk you down to your bare minimum, but I'm gonna make it make sense. Like renting a camera, I might own the camera, or I might have a friend. First thing I do when I'm producing, I reach out to the people around me. You always gotta reach out to the people around you and make it make sense. So you might need a house, you might need a car. Reach out to the people around you. You'd be surprised how many people will help you if you help yourself and actually ask them.
You know, I've done a lot of the productions for myself, and it got to the point where I wanted people around me that was as dedicated and motivated, because I had all these ideas that would come. And I'm like, I need a team to execute these things. I can't be everybody. And then I had to be everybody. So not only did I have to be my hair, my makeup, my wardrobe, my special effects, I had to be my craft, I had to be my writer, I had to be my director, I had to be my DP at some points. And so now that I feel like I've learned all these roles, I might be a man down, but I'm never a man short, because I'm like, oh, we need this? Let me hop in and do it. And I'm one of those people who just do it instead of continuously ask for certain things. I'd rather get in and show you what I mean. This is what I meant. So you know to my standard next time. No.
So T is incredible. Her directing has been incredible. She has just demanded the room, has been incredible, and made everything just move how it should. Where I lack, I think she's strong and she's been picking up the pieces. So she's been incredible. We have the leads, one lead by the name of Bobby King. He came from LA, incredible actor, wow. Like when we seen him tape, he's been incredible. Everyone's energy is incredible. We have Carrie Van Driest. And it might be Dreist, but I think it's Driest. She came from New York City, incredible. She dropped a tear on set last night. We got it up close. I mean, a real tear. We didn't have to use artificial. When you see something like that, you're just like, this is next level, you know? And I think everything works out, again, I've said it redundantly, but by God's grace. And Roger, of course, the whole vision and dream started with Roger. He was the dream. I called him up. He's a friend. We've worked together a few times. I think everyone has been incredible. There's no one that is lacking. So I'm excited for everyone to see it. Eventually, a perfect family. Incredible.
Parents! I direct not only just from a director standpoint, which for me, I'm not only a director, I'm an actress and I'm a writer, right? So there's how I break down each role. An actress, I bring the words to life, right? The writer, I'm writing the scene, but the director films in between the lines. So it's the little nuances that I need from the actors that tells a little bit of an underlying story or an undertone. And it might not even be sound to it, but I like being that director that finds those little moments in the film that makes the audience connect and say, hey, no wonder she did that in the beginning. Oh, did you catch that? Like, I want to watch it again, right? And so I approach it in the style of an actress. How do I want to be directed on set? And I like to say that I'm a pretty seasoned actress, and I obviously have things to learn, but I'm very calculated outside of, and I'm very intentional about my characters, right? So when I come on set, I'm ready to go. But then I have to have an awareness that, guess what? The director might see something in me that I didn't see within the character. They might ask me to do something. So I can't get stuck in my character, but I can be rooted in them because every character should have room to grow, right? So the way I like to approach my directing is to style step my actors, first of all, when I see them, because some people may not need a hands-on or mimic or to show you actor. And that's, I think, is important. So I give my actors that grace. Let me see what you were thinking. So now let's merge our thoughts. Let's merge the vision because it should absolutely be a synergy. And I want the actors, when they're on camera, to feel as comfortable and confident in their choices and decisions as possible because it's gonna show if you're not. So I always want to make sure that not only do the actors understand some of the directions I might be giving them, but that they embody it in a way to where they process it completely in the moment. And I feel like as an actor, I can speak to them as an actor to say, this is what I need. Show me this. And this is the reason I want to capture it. And then when they have that click, I'm like, I'm like, yeah. It translates on camera so beautifully. So I love capturing that.
As always, we thank you for watching, and we hope that you share this series in the community. We will see you for our next episode, and don't forget, your story is waiting to be seen.